Welcome, everyone. This is session 60 of War of Crimson Rock. We have a full house again today. Very cool. So I would request someone, most likely Megan, but anybody else is welcome to give a recap of last time's details.
So we had made it to the center of the dungeon. There were two split tunnels, but basically they came to a head together, and there were two indentations on the floor which looked like footprints. We had gone to the right, and on one of the tombs that was there were carvings, basically depicting Balder losing his hand. We opened the tomb and we found a crystal. So Pan goes over to the steps and steps into them. All of a sudden, a voice booms from the beyond. Who enters my tomb? Who dares disturb my tomb? And this apparition appears and it pushes Pan off to the platform. And he's like, "Do you know who I am?" So Ori tries to talk with him, and we're trying to figure out and say, "Hey, we kind of need the sword. We need to defeat Boulder." He's basically like, "You're not worthy." And then so he basically forms and he begins to start to fight us. And we realize pretty quickly he has this green aura that basically protects him from physical damage. Um, and then we realize that the crystal is linked to the aura. So y'all destroy one of the crystals, and it turns out that it kind of weakens his aura. So y'all are trying to I take it back. Y'all have the crystal. You're trying to find. Apparently, there's multiple crystals. So y'all go, and you're trying to find them. But as you're searching, these little demon creatures start popping up. These hellhounds, and I believe there was like a little skeleton type creature that started to form. So as y'all are dealing with that, myself and Tetsuo are trying to hold back Boulder just to make sure that y'all have enough time to try and find these crystals and see if we can use them and like to either hold him or just send him off. I get knocked unconscious, and in the end, y'all decide to shatter the crystals, which basically knock him back. Between Pan and Dave and Ori, y'all basically knock him down and take him out. Y'all receive the sword, and at this point, I'm unconscious in the middle of the dungeon. We don't know if more creatures are popping up outside of the cavern, but we now need to make a decision to get out.
Also, I am almost dead.
Yep.
Yay.
I was not. I am completely unconscious and not getting up.
You are stable, though. So you're stable,
Yes.
but you're not dying, which is good. Cool. Thank you very
So
much,
if
Megan.
y'all can wake me up, I can do some healing for us, I think.
So you can go from there. Awesome. Thank you very much, Megan. Did anybody want to add anything else to that? No? Okay.
I think we're good.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I've added two other tokens here. I haven't put a picture for them yet, but there's Bodhi and then there's Harbor. Just adding them on there. Would you like to add them to? Would you like to evaluate any in terms of enemies, allies, anything like that?
Pretty sure Bodhi's an enemy.
I'll move them over here.
And then Harbor, we're gonna put in the ally section for now,
As
because
far as
that's
we know.
well, I mean, unless he joins his wife team, but he didn't seem
Didn't seem
to.
like to.
He doesn't want that. He doesn't have the bloodlust that she did. He doesn't want to get revenge. He just wants to live in peace. At least as far as me.
All right, we looking good at this? Or
Yeah.
this is looking? All right, excellent. Okay, let's go back to Dragon Barrel. Okay, all right. At this point, there's a calm in the cavern now. Not too much in terms of activity aside from the occasional rat, the wrestling of critters and roaches and whatever just scattering around the ground or so. You get a feel for the most part that danger has subsided. Your spidey sense is no longer tingling. You do have the sword with you. It is in your possession. You can feel its power at the same time too. can't quite put your finger quite on what that is, but you just sense that there's some significance with this sword or so.
Should we hide it from the general public when we go out? Like, should I put it in my bag of holding?
You should also have the decoy sword, so keep that in mind as well. The ceremonial.
Right. Don't want to alert anyone that we have any sword. And if necessary, we'll pull out the decoy. But we definitely want to keep that one hidden and close, because, it's very important. All right, how do we get the hell out of here?
I can say you can mostly, if you want, we can fast forward through that part. I can move you back up through the cavern.
Just go back on up?
Yeah, you're back up, essentially, right? Kind of fast forward a little bit through things. So I'm gonna
check on the clan member.
Yep.
See if he's...
How many beans he threw?
I'll put you all right there, and put you all right there. There we go. Okay. You all make your way. You all make your way all the way up to the top, and for the most part, you look to see the last place you put the clan, the tribe, and Dave's brethren. Unfortunately, it's not a very pretty sight. I did pre-roll ahead of time before we started the game. You notice that that the bag of bean, or the bean that he got from Dave, nowhere in sight. However, you do see a giant, let's call them, I don't call them footprints. That's not quite footprints or so, but you imagine just like large craters. And
is it another bullet?
You see two large craters or so, right? And then afterwards, you see in front of you let's call it a smatterings of flesh and blood, basically splattered. And then you see large craters, kind of as if, making a pathway away. If that makes any sense.
Ouch.
If someone would roll me a perception check real quick.
I can do that.
Ori, you notice amongst the unfortunate remains of the tribesmen, you're seeing wood chips, you're seeing flakes of specks of branches, and trees, and whatnot, mixed up in his remains. Unfortunately,
Trans, probably. Who knows? We should probably get out of here and spare Dave some trauma.
It's a good question. Dave, how are you? What are you thinking, seeing your slain brethren's remains?
Well, I'm very sad to see the last remnants of, my past there. So, going to, kneel down and, contemplate for a second, then get up. And I'm also very badly injured right now, so I'm in extremely bad shape. So gonna go, I'm hurting quite a lot. Yeah.
How much damage should you take? How are you doing, Kenn?
I'm on 1. I've got 1 hit point left.
I know that you do. Samad.
I have 12.
Yeah.
Everybody took quite a beating.
We are in bad shape.
In very bad shape.
Yes.
Ori's at 1.
Are
Dave's
we
at
leveling
1.
up soon, by the way?
I could have sworn. I thought I wanted to say yes.
Are we on 9 or 10?
You're at 9 right now.
We
You
will
should
be
on 10.
10.
You should be on 10. Or you will be. Let's see. You know what? I could have sworn I told you guys to level up, and if I didn't, I'm sorry. So.
I think
You just said
did
after
say-
this
Yeah,
session.
I think you said during it that we could level up after, but that's easily forgettable. So I definitely forgot.
Well, I think I assumed that we still had to fight our way out of the thing, so. Let me
Let's
see,
do
did
this
I?
then. So for sure, after this, let's for the sake of this, because you guys have been taking quite a beating, you got to figure out what to do. After this session, then you will definitely level up. Okay. So after this session, it's on the record now. You guys have leveled up to 10. All right.
Well,
Okay. So at this point, you guys are all bruised and beaten pretty badly. Definitely in need of some rest and recovery. You hear a little twinkling out of your bag of holding. A little.
I'm gonna get out those glasses.
You pick out the golden glasses, and you see that they are twinkling. Having a little chime going off. And what do you do with them, Ori? As you take out the glasses.
Put them on. Let's see where Hal is.
As you put them on, you look in the distance, and not too far away. On the way, basically in between your location and Cyan that you're looking at, you see that rainbow, and touching off in that spot is a little bright thing, but it seems to be shining, beckoning, calling to you. It's like, hey, come on over this way. Come on.
Who wants to go nap in Hal's back room?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it. Let's go to Hal's moving shop.
All right. You make your way over to Hal's. I'm making over there right now.
I did just see Hal's moving castle yesterday.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, I love House Moving Castle.
I have yet to see that. That's on my list. I need to see that.
Really?
Yeah, it's on my list. I haven't yet seen that one yet. It's up there.
The book version of that story is amazing relative to the movie.
I didn't know
Even
there was
better. Okay, I definitely have to.
Yeah, sorry, like a quick side thing. It's like, McKenna hasn't seen the movie. Anyways, like the second half of the movie is like
Mhm.
completely different than the book, and the book story is like way better. It involves like characters you care about and not some like random fucking airplanes and shit. So much better.
Okay.
Good to know. All right, I'll have to do both of them then.
Okay.
As you enter into Hal Hidaru's hypnotic haberdashery, you see before you inside this huge hulking beast. It's got tentacles coming out of its side. It is jaws agape, large fangs sticking out with just greenish bluish drool sticking out, and you see a husk of a body right below it, barely breathing. You can see it kind of shifting a little bit or so. But at the same time, you see this husk of a body, something in its jaw, something in its claw, and it's squeezing this gushing ooze. And as it does so, you see that ooze just kind of dripping down onto that husk. And as it hits the husk, you see it melting a bit of the armor or so. And it's just kind of like disintegrating away. And as it does so, once there's a wide enough opening, you see the hulking beast just sink down and just start consuming the flesh inside.
Nope.
I'm assuming that the husk is not Hal. Does it look like him?
Go ahead, give me an investigation check.
Oh boy.
You look and you can tell that it is definitely not Hal. In fact, it actually looks much closer to some of those creatures that you had seen from another realm.
I'm gonna look at the big giant monster and say, "Hey Hal, how you doing?"
It pokes its head up, turns and looks at you, wipes away its face. Excuse me 1 second. Walks behind the curtain, pulls the curtain over. You see a big bright flash of light, poof of smoke, opens the curtain. He comes back out and he's like, oh, sorry about that, friends. Just finishing up my snack here.
Nice. Snack time.
You kind of caught me at a bad time. I had a bit of a craving there for some dark realm food, Pretty hard to get. But I'm glad you're here.
Not for long.
I'm glad you're here.
Hey friends. So, can we take a nap in your back room for a hot minute? We're not doing great.
We'll actually take the night in your back room if that's all right with you.
Ooh.
if you have the time.
Normally, I'd let you kind folk go in. Y'all been good customers, patrons of mine, and such. But I would not recommend it on account of the smell, on account of the let's call it just pulverized guts everywhere. I apologize. We're doing a little bit of remodeling or so not the best.
I'm the
Staff
barbarian.
changes.
I've slept in worse. Whatever you
It's,
got.
it's a bit of tidying up. Bit of tidying up, we see. So I would recommend it, a little bit of magic here. I can drop y'all off right off on Cyan. We're just a hop skip away. So if y'all need to, not a
What
problem.
kind of guts are we talking?
Oh, well, you see this creature before you right now. More the same. These creatures, the armor that melts them, you need a special kind, especially here in this realm. You need that ochre jelly. You know what I'm saying? It's got that squishy, gooey, yellowy consistency or so. You get that kind, you melt it all over them. Gets the flesh real nice and tender, about medium rare or so. That's what you need, okay? So
All right.
there's a lot of that splattered in the back. I'm embarrassed as a gentleman. I cannot allow my guests to go and see that, so I apologize. I would normally let you, but not
Yeah,
at
if
this
it
time.
was human guts or bear guts or orc guts, I can sleep next to that. But otherworldly guts, yeah, I don't know.
Demonic guts.
Demonic guts, maybe not.
Hal, I know that you've got a healing potion somewhere, and I'd like to buy it from you. In fact, I'd like to buy all of them.
Well, I tell you what. I'm glad you got my message, and I do have some healing potions for you. Little birdie told me somebody got to the secret lair, pulled themselves out a nice legendary sword or so. Wondering if you guys might be willing to part ways with it for a fair price, of course. If what you need is some healing potions, I can throw that in too to sweeten the deal. What do you think?
Here's the question is, what do you think a fair price means if, for some reason, we had some sort of sword we're looking for?
Oh, let's see. Market price says. And by market price, I mean, I have a potential buyer that will be interested in it. But I tell you what, I'd be happy to pay y'all about 2,000 gold pieces. How's that sound?
Please. Hal, I love you to bits, but for that, we don't have a sword in our possession.
Well, as little birdie, I have good reason to believe that you do have this sword. So what will be a fair price then?
Well, let me take a look at something real quick.
If y'all need to talk about it, by all means, go ahead. I don't mind. Let me finish my meal. I'll let y'all discuss and y'all think about it. But I'm willing to pay. All right, my buyer is willing to to reward me for this. So we can make a deal. All right. He kind of pulls the cover over again. You see a poof of smoke, and you kind of hear some, nasty, mysticulating sounds in the back, and in the back.
I mean, we're talking about an end of the world sword here. That's like in the billions or trillions of dollars. Like this
We
is
also
a
have a fake.
Huh?
We also have a fake.
Oh, okay.
But we would still need to pretend it is real. Lay out some truth
Well,
to Hal.
I feel like Hal is number one. He looks like he could transform into something that could fuck us up really bad, and number two is a very magical being, probably able to sense which sword is the real and fake one.
We could always say, listen, we have one sword. Take out the fake one. And when he's like, this is a fake, be like, well, we just pulled it from that cave, so are you sure? We got beat up pretty bad for whatever this thing is. They'll be like, nah, it's a fake.
My one hit point in Barbarian cannot stand a fight with Hal, so.
Oh no, my one hit point sorcerer would just be like, alright, just kill me. Guess I'm done.
Pan, what are you thinking in all this?
On deception.
Mikage, Pan,
Yeah.
We could
thoughts.
say like,
Unconscious. I can't help. I can't hear
I don't-
Oh
anything.
yeah, she's unconscious.
I
That's
mean-
right. She is unconscious.
Ooh,
That's fair.
I
Mikage's
don't
unconscious.
really. I mean, why would we sell him the sword? What are we gonna? Are we just trying to like get information? We can like. just
We're
try
not gonna
see this
sell the
out.
real sword.
Just try to. I mean, oh, you want to like try to sell him the fake sword? I don't really care to that. I feel like my thought would be try to get the real value of the sword out of him by bartering and then turn him down anyway, so we know how much it's worth. Type of thing. That was like what I was thinking.
I still most definitely don't want to take the real sword out in front of him, just in case. I mean, we kind of know how, but then again, he is not like a member of our party.
Yeah, if he knows how.
he's also on the like alignment chart right now. So I don't know if he's in the future might be considered bad.
Yeah, we're not super sure.
He can shapeshift and stuff. I don't know.
You know, he's not the close circle trustworthy. He's
Yeah.
mildly trustworthy, but I still don't want to take out the real sword.
I want to get some health potion and leave.
Do we want to even try to bluff him and say, like, here's what we got and take out the fake one?
If I leave with the real one, then if we're sure that he won't take the real one, because if he decides to fight us for it, if that deception roll fails, I'm all out of luckies. So I don't know.
I'm fine with not taking the sword out and just seeing how much. If he knows we have it, then whatever, right? Like we can just.
He said 2,000, which for a fate-altering sword,
Feels cheap,
I
right?
feel like is not enough.
Agreed.
I think we're in like a pretty dangerous situation right now because he's much more powerful than us, and we have something that's extremely valuable. It's like somebody with a gun is in the room, and we with unclear motives, and we've got like a ton of jewels. Yeah.
All right, I think we won't even try to bargain. I think we should tell Hal that we hid it. And so we're not gonna go get it and bring it back.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
As you make your decision, with a cloud of smoke, he kind of pops back out again. And he's like, my ears must be burning. I think you guys are ready to talk to me or so. What have y'all decided? What are you thinking? How can I make this good?
Listen, Hal, we love you, man, but I think we're just gonna buy the healing potions at your face value and go. We went and hid the sword, and we really don't want to trek back and get it. You can see in what rough shape we're in. So, I think we're just gonna take the healing potions and go attempt to rest somewhere.
Y'all do drive a hard bargain. I'll tell you what, I'll get you guys some full healing potions, and I'll give y'all, let's say, how about 15,000 gold pieces? How's that sound?
Now it feels like you're just trying to rip us off. What kind of jump is it? 2,000 to 15,000? Trying to pull a fast one on us.
Oh, you know
Hal,
me.
I mean, you know how important the sword is, Hal. Like, you do. I'm sure, right?
I know how important this sword is to my buyer. Swords are 1 in a million. We're not the only realm in this, in this world, in this cosmos, So, what's a sword here or a sword there? These different realms, money is money. It's what's important to me.
Hey, Hal, is your buyer, like, super evil? Wants to destroy this particular realm? Have it for his own?
I never asked that individual.
I
was gonna say,
quite frankly, it wouldn't surprise me if they did or did. But
listen, it is just a sword, but it's a sword we really like. I've got a pretty good emotional attachment to it. So, just for me, I don't think I want to part with this sword.
Well, the
As I
whole
said, we love you, Hal, but we hid it away, and maybe after we use it, we'll then come back and sell it to you. How does that sound?
all right, all right. You know what? I do like you folks. We've been doing business for some time, and you know, y'all do pay well. Y'all have another sword, perhaps? I mean, maybe. I heard there's another kind. It might be, I'll throw in, I'll buy it from you for a couple hundred gold pieces, maybe, and I'll throw in a couple potions. How's that sound? Take that other, take some weight off your hands, off your
Are you
We
shoulders.
asking
do
for a
have-
replica?
I was going to say, we do have another sword that is also pretty and very sharp.
Is that something y'all would be willing to let go of?
I'm going to look at the group like, should I take it out?
What? Is he asking about the fake sword?
Yeah. Sure.
Do you want our replica to sell to your buyer as the authentic?
I
Well,
would
he
not.
doesn't know what. Okay.
I would not pass off a fake. Okay, if there's something that Hal Hijiru stands for, it's authenticity and integrity. Okay, so I will not be passing off. However, a ceremonial sword that looks just like the other one still can fetch a little penny here and there. So
It's
doesn't
still
hurt to
pretty.
try, right?
Still sharp.
Yeah, it's still sharp. It still cuts paper. It's all-
Yeah. I'm going to take out the fake sword. Take a look at this, Hal. Tell me, I mean, I'd say it's worth, probably about 600, right? 15,000 for the real thing. No, this isn't that much. I clearly know that. But I think it's real sharp, real big, nice and pretty. It's still clean. No blood on it. What do you think?
Well, quite honestly, the blood actually makes the value a little bit more because it is clean. I can't give you full value for it. It holds up the sword.
I can rub some of my blood on it right now. It's already dripping from me. You can see we're in bad shape.
I love you, Ori, but I don't love you that much, okay? You keep
Yeah,
your blood to
that's
yourself, all right? And all the rest
That's
of y'all.
fair.
Keep your fluids to yourselves, all right? We are not that type of, establishment here, okay? He starts pulling the sword. He's like, I'll give y'all 200 gold pieces. How's that sound? 200 gold pieces, and I'll throw in a small potion of healing. Three of them for you right now. How's that sound?
I think we can do that as long as we get those healing potions. And quick question before we finish this transaction: if we do it for 200, can we also throw in the immovable rod that you got? Not worth too much, so
Immovable rod. Let's see. That's a tough one, Missy. Because I like you, and I know you drive a hard bargain, I'll tell you what. I'll give you the immovable rod and one potion. How about that? Immovable rod and one potion.
I think we'd rather take the 3 potions. Immovable rod's not that important to me.
Wait, do it on a cost thing. Check the price.
The price.
Check the price of the potions.
I actually cannot see the price.
Yeah, I can't see prices.
Yeah, the module the plugin that I had that helped do that, it does not do that anymore. So, let's see.
So how much is that immovable rod?
It's got to be worth more than 3 potions, I'm sure.
How much is the cost of this? That's a good question.
Well, I'm not sure, but I have a hunch because it's like a reusable item.
So I used to be able to see what these things did.
Yeah.
You can
Oh,
click
no,
on
it-
them and read the text still.
Okay,
But
no,
I can't
like
see the
before I
card.
clicked on the image, before I could click on the image and it would drop down, and I was just worried I was gonna, but I'm just looking at.
Yeah,
things.
I click on the text and it shows the header bar or whatever.
Sweet. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
a small healing potion then is 50 gold pieces. All right. That is a healing potion or so. I will not tell you the cost of the immovable rod though. But
All right, let's switch it up. Your wand of conducting. Mostly here for the shits and gigs, for the lulz.
oh yeah.
What,
It's nice and funny.
Yep.
who has that?
Hal does, the wand of conducting. It makes fun music, like you're a conductor.
Oh, that one.
I can't even see
It's
that.
not even there anymore. Let me see. Hold on.
I see it on my end.
You see Wand of Conducting? Where is that at?
I
Yep,
see
it's right
one-
under Wand of Scowls.
Right.
I don't see that either.
I don't see that either.
So, you know, the immovable rod, I get it. That's probably expensive, you know. It's real useful, but Wand of Conducting, that's for a bit. That's a gag right there. How about the 3 healing potions, Wand of Conducting, for our nice, beautiful sword. Very sharp, as you can tell. 200 gold. I know it's worth more, but we like you too, Hal.
Where is this wand? Let me try and find it real fast. Okay. Hal thinks
In
about
the-
it for a second, starts to stroke his beard and his mustache, and goes, you know what? Wand of Conducting. How many potions again did you want?
3 for the 3 of us that are, you know, you can tell that me and Dave over here are really just like this close to not being good. And we do have an unconscious Dragonborn here with us, so we kind of need all 3 of those.
All
Just
right.
wondering if you can, you know, throw that in for the friends and family perks.
All right then. So, 3 healing potions and a wand of conducting.
Yes.
Starts stroking his beard. Since we're all friends and family here, I'll tell you what, that's the deal. Let's do it. So,
Love you, Hal. Let's do that.
he takes a sword, he puts it away, he gives you each 3 potions, healing potions. Here, I will award that to each of you right now. I don't know where this wand.
Each of us 3 healing potions?
No, 3
No,
potions.
we get 3 total.
3 potions.
Okay.
Total. Healing potion. Okay, how do you want to do this? I mean, healing potion.
First, we're gonna tip one into Mikage's mouth and, I don't know, tap on her scaly throat to make her swallow it.
Okay, so Mikage, go ahead, roll me a 2d4 plus 2. If you know how to do that. And that is basically for everybody who wants to do so. 2d4 plus 2. You can add yourself your hit points that way. I assume it's going to be also for Ori and for Dave. Is that right? So 2d4 plus 2. So if you guys want to each roll that, and then that will tell you how many hit points you gain back. Okay? Ori, you gain 9. Mikage, you gain... Mikage is 2d4. So roll that one more time, please.
Okay. Ignore that last one because I think I'm still getting used to how this...
No worries.
There we go.
Mikage, you gain 6. Ori, you gain 9. Dave, go ahead, whenever you're ready. And I don't know where this conducting wand is. So, conducting wand.
If you just make a note of it, you can put it in later. I don't know if we'll need it today.
I will just do that. Yeah, I'll do that for now. And Dave, you gain 8 hit points. Okay. That is item.
I would say we still should just long rest. I've got like other.
yeah.
Okay.
I definitely want to. We just have to go find a place, and just in case we're attacked in the
I thought he was dropping us off.
Can I
somewhere.
shop? Yeah, well, he will, but can I finish? Let me shop. Since I wake up, I look around and I'm like,
Are we at Hal's?
It's like a baby you just woke up after a nap. You're like, wait a minute, I wasn't sleeping here before.
You gotta buy that gas potion again, because that really
gaseous
helps.
form?
Yes.
Where did this
Have
wand
you
go?
thought of creating the paladin grenade? You get you cast gaseous form on yourself. You put yourself in a bottle, and then if there's something that we need to a small space or whatever, we throw the bottle, and when it explodes, bam, angry paladin.
Ah, okay. Well, you'd have a ranger or
Ranger.
a
Bam,
monk
angry.
or a yeah.
Exactly.
So Mikage looks around, her eyes kind of focus on Hal. She can tell, like, she can smell the ooze and stuff that's around, and she's kind of like, she knows it's unnatural, and she's just kind of like, since we're here, let me do some shopping.
First thing you do when you wake up, you start shopping. I like it.
So I see there's 2 potions still in the thing to buy.
It's one of
So
gaseous
there's
form.
that, and I want the gaseous form if I can get them.
Okay, alright. This thing is not doing what it used to do. So a potion of gaseous form, 5e cost.
And how much is the other wand of magic missiles? That seemed to be useful.
The gaseous form one is 300 gold pieces. So you can get that one if you want.
So I'm way short for that then.
And then the water breathing one, if you're interested. Water breathing potion cost 500 gold pieces.
The water breathing one, I already have one of those, but I think someone should buy another wand of magic missiles and the remaining potions in the gaseous form if we can get it. Like I said, I don't have the bank account.
How much is it?
I don't think I can hold my breath without potions forever. So I
Yeah,
don't need
like I
that
said,
much.
I already have the water breathing. It's the gaseous form and the magic missile wand
Oh, I can
and
buy
the
gaseous
potions.
form. I don't know
Ori
how much
only
it
goes
costs.
swimming for leisure.
I don't know how much it costs, nor do I. Where is my character sheet?
So the wand is going to be 300, and then I think I may have misspoken about these prices because it's way off. Let me see. So let me do that again. So the wand of magic missiles 300. Potion of gaseous form 5e. Cost is going to be DDB on how much is this bad boy? Where are you? Can I see cost? Cost. Nope, not there. Ultimate potion cost. Oh, I was right, actually. 300. Okay. So 300 that one. Yep. Right. Okay, so basically it's about $300. 300 gold pieces for the potion of gaseous form, 300 for the wand, and I think 500 for the potion of water.
How much is a platinum worth again? 10?
10 gold pieces, yes.
Okay, so I don't know why it's not letting me buy the gaseous.
You want one?
I think we have to tell him to get it for us.
Yeah.
How much are the healing potions? There's 2 healing potions that we can purchase.
Those are 50 gold pieces
Someone
each.
grab those.
50 gold pieces each.
Oh, I can actually. I can do those. Let me get the 2 healing potions. If there anybody else wants them, they can get them.
How about the gas?
So you want the gas?
I mean, I took the gold out, or I took the plat out, and the gold, but I can't like draw it.
Yeah.
It used to be like we'd be able to click it, right?
We used to be able to. The module that I had that allowed it did not do that again. So I'm just going to go ahead and add it to you. So just tell me what it is that you're buying and subtract your costs.
It's track of the cost. Just the gas potion is all I want.
Okay, gaseous potion. So I'm going to give it you, Pan. You've got that now. You've got a gaseous potion. And then healing. Who wanted the healing ones? Those are 50 gold pieces a pop.
I can actually afford that. So I have 10 gold pieces. So after I buy those 2, I'll only have 10 gold pieces left.
Oh, I don't mind sharing. I still have 80 flat left.
Okay.
I don't really need it. If anyone needs something, I just don't really want anything else.
Okay, so I will give you 2 potions, Mikage, and so this way that knocks you down to 10 gold pieces, okay?
And I bum the wand of magic missiles
2.
unless somebody else wants it.
You can have it. How much is it?
300.
300.
So that would be 30,
gold?
30 plat.
Yeah, so okay. I can take 30 plat out, and you can buy it.
Okay, so wand
Thank you.
of magic.
I will try and raid somebody's corpse so I can. Yeah.
There we go. Alrighty. And then Pan, you took out your gold. Alright, cool. Alright. So, at this point, Hal looks over to you, all of you, is like, well, very happy to do business with you. Is there anything else I can help you find people with?
I think we're good, Hal. Thanks for the stuff. Good to see you.
Good to do business with y'all. Like I promised, I will glad you drop you right off next to Cyan, though I hear some shady stuff is going down. But at least maybe you might be able to get a little rest when you get over there. So
Yeah.
you kind of feel the whole building kind of shake, just a little, like a little tremor. All the bottles, the bits and bobs everywhere kind of shake and, move around just a bit. And then afterwards he kind of looks for a little bit and you hear a ding, like in the elevator, and then it stops. And he's like, all right, go ahead, exit those doors, and you should be good to go.
Thanks, buddy.
Mikage,
So it is
very, like,
house
hurt
in
and
the
just kind of
castle.
shoots him the peace sign and just, like, scuttles out.
And as you're going out, like, oh, I forgot one more thing to mention. If you really want to know something interesting about that sword, I recommend you go visit Sandrel. You know, keep that in mind.
Okay.
Sandrel.
So Mikage's head is, like, back in the doors, like, thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay. All right. I will see you good folks sometime soon. Alrighty. So you end up okay. Here we go. You're back in town now, but it's a stark difference from the once bustling, lively town that you saw. There's a dark gray cloud hanging over it. It's very somber. At this point, you kind of look around and people's faces as you kind of like, you know, as you just look into town, there's a sunkenness. Like people, there's a certain like looking at people's eyes, there's a darkness around their eyes. People are darting their heads back and forth, looking around. There's definitely a different tone in terms of the way people are acting all around you. So
I'm gonna put my hood up over my horns. Because they're ram's horns, they're not too tall and pointy, so it'll just look like I have big hair.
all right. How about the rest of you guys? What are y'all doing? Dave, what are you doing?
Trying to keep my blood from spilling out. It's kind of what.
Yeah, we should go rest.
Oh well, I guess
How close is Ori's house?
I am healed. What I guess.
Yep, you've got.
Yeah,
some
let's
hit point.
go. Let's go to.
Back to my house.
Mikage,
Hopefully no one's there.
Mikage and Pan, what are y'all doing as you kind of walk about?
Just sightseeing, observing, trying to get an idea of why everyone is in a bad mood. I mean,
As you
yeah,
walk
can I
through
like roll
Roy?
a check or something? Try
Okay.
to see.
I will let you just a moment. Mikage, tell me what you're doing, and then I'm gonna have you do a roll. Pan, okay?
So Mikage is just obviously battered and bruised. She's still kind of disoriented. She takes note of the people around, but she also knows that basically war is coming. And the question is, have they started rounding up the tieflings at this point? I think at this point she's just so knocked up from getting like tossed around. She's just like, I think we need to heal first and then kind of do some like quick exploring before we head out to Sandral. She knows that, you know, she needs to go home.
Mm-hmm.
Pan, go ahead, roll me in a perception check, please.
All of us or just Pam?
Just Pan, because he was the one who was asking for it.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
As you look around you, Pan, you notice there are scar marks on the ground. There's burn marks. You see particular places where it looks like things have been badly damaged, burned or so. You also see, you see smatterings of some paper, some warnings or so. It's got big red marks on it, warning signs. You can't quite read them because you're just kind of seeing them in the distance, but you notice that there are big warning signs kind of plastered about in some areas or so. You're muted right now, Pam.
Are warning signs like pieces of paper, or are you saying it's like spray painted on and shit?
Pieces of paper.
Can I just grab one?
Yeah. If you go over to it, you pull up one of them, and it essentially says on it, effective immediately, martial law. Everyone, there's a curfew set for 8 p.m. All tieflings are to report to this location at the Ministry of Defense or so.
Alright, I'm saying it to Ori, be like, can we go see Giga Chad?
Oh, shit. Well, can we rest first? I don't want to go to a potentially dangerous place all beat up and bruised. We just
Yeah,
sneak back to my place and go check
We may
it
just
out.
want to hide hide for the moment, and then we'll go investigate once our wounds are healed. We can't do any good. I mean, we could chug some potions, but it's not going to heal us enough for a real fight.
Yeah.
Dave, roll a perception check for me real quick, please.
All right.
Oh, nope. Okay.
Don't see a thing.
You're badly bruised right now. It's kind of hard to really pick up on anything. You obviously picking up on the somber tone, the difference around you, but you don't notice much.
Some sand blows up in his eyes. Yeah.
I'm not crying. You're crying. I want everybody to now roll a stealth check. Okay.
Oh God.
Everybody
Oh
roll a
God.
stealth
What's
check.
coming? Oh, I don't like.
At least I got advantage. Not advantage, but
The sand in his eyes makes him like duck and hide like a
Oh
ninja.
shit! No.
Okay.
Of course, Ori.
So
I'm like the worst in the worst situation here, and of course I roll shitty.
Someone give her the potion of gaseous form.
for Pan, Dave, and Mikage, you're walking, trying to sneak through, getting back to Ori's place. I mean, that's where you're going, right? You're trying to sneak back to Ori's place.
Mm-hmm.
Ori, as you're walking about, again, with the group, all of a sudden you see some guards approaching you from your west side, from the left. They immediately just like point you out there. They point their fingers at you. You there, hooded girl. What are you doing? Who are you?
Oh God. Just on my way home. Don't want to miss curfew.
Why are you hiding yourself?
Oh, I'm just really cold. My pointy elf ears get cold easily.
Your skin color is not like any elf I've seen before. Start eyeing you suspiciously.
Well,
Have you not seen a drow?
I was gonna say, back in the Feywild, we were a little more tolerant of other colors. I know what's going on here, but as an elf, I would think we were past that by now.
Little girl, we don't have the liberty of being tolerant at this point. You understand? You need to remove your cowl right now.
Dave steps up to Ori's side and says, Madam, are these men bothering you?
Well, yes, they are. In fact, they most definitely are. I feel bothered.
Each of them draws a sword
Yeah.
towards your way, Dave, and says, son, get back. This is none of your business. This is Ministry of Defense and Affairs. Step away from this. It has no matter with you.
Okay, I want to, before anything happens, very quietly cast darkness. It's an innate spell casting. It takes up nothing, and it's from inside, so I don't have to do any mumbling or waving or anything. I believe.
All right. So if
You
you
should-
point... Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just do this. All right, so you're
You
going to
might
use
want
it.
to grab onto Dave's arm.
You're going to
I was gonna
consume
say,
this
because
one
I
slot,
can
right?
see through it, I'm gonna grab y'all and pull you behind it. We're gonna dip.
Okay, and if she does that, I want to do pass without a trace. That helps mask us afterwards.
Okay.
Like,
So you've got a 15-foot radius around you right now of darkness. tell me, I guess, what's happening. So, Mikage, you're doing Pass Without a Trace. Ori, you've done Complete Darkness. Dave, not knowing what happened, you don't see anything. Pan as well. You're basically just like looking blind right now. So the only person that can see in this case is Ori. Yep. And his magic.
And I mean, even though compared to Dave's arm, Ori's hand is like a baby doll hand, he can still feel it when she's pulling on him.
Okay.
So the darkness in the 15-foot surrounds the guards and in front of the guards. So if they walk forward, they still have to walk 15 feet in pitch black.
Gotcha.
I'm pulling us all backwards so that they can see, but we can like dip on back and they'll stay in darkness.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Go ahead.
for some reason, because my token's not selected, it's not letting me pull up the carousel. Oh,
Here, let's put somebody there. There we go. I'll put you guys on the map in case you need to do something.
there you are.
So imagine you're all there. Okay. Okay, so you've pulled everybody back. You've pulled back at least Dave. What about Pan? What about Mikage? What are y'all doing? Mori, are you doing something for them too, or what are y'all doing?
Like as soon as the darkness hits, I know I have an idea of what's going on. We need to get out of there. We need to book it. And
Whoever's
Mikage-
next to me, I'm grabbing. Whoever's else is closest on the other side of me from Dave. And if it's whoever it is, I hope they grab the other person. I hope it's a reflex.
because we were all really close to each other as we were sneaking along, and then
Yeah, we're a little group.
Okay. You pull each other out of the darkness. You hear the guards kind of yelling out. You know, there's a certain like angry growl come out, and afterwards is like, you know, something's going on. Grab them quick. But as you do so, then you have like the Pass Without a Trace kind of goes off. The veil of shadows kind of covers you. You see a group of other guards, kind of like you can hear their footsteps rushing over, and now you see a collective of them around you. At the same time, they don't quite see where you are. Right, you are hidden from view, but you see them all draw out their swords. After some time, eventually, the two guards that were inside the darkness stumble their way out. They relay to their commanding officer and the other guards, like, you know, there's 4 of them somewhere around here. Keep your eyes peeled. And so now you kind of see them all kind of scatter in place, trying to look for you. Or so. What are y'all doing?
We need to just creep away, get away from the situation, get into my home, or see if we can get in there and rest and rejuvenate. Drink some milk.
bolt the front door.
I mean, she's got an expansive backyard. We can go in the back door too.
Well, wherever we get in, we just have to lock ourselves inside until we heal up,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Draw
calculate what we're
curtains.
going to do next.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So how close are we to Ori's house?
It takes you a little while, but you manage to make your way through. Since you all are closely close to one another, you're able to pass without a trace, i.e. your magic, right? And make it over to Ori's house. As you approach your home, Ori, you notice that a window's broken. You notice that, plants have been torn up. The lawn is an absolute mess. People have thrown bricks at more windows. People have spray painted things on the walls, basically saying like "Tiefers, get out," and it doesn't look great. It doesn't look great.
I would still like to stealthily go in because I'm assuming they haven't destroyed every piece of furniture. Worst case, we'll just go to one of the top floors, curl up in a corner.
Bolt the
Even
door.
Even if there's spray paint everywhere, hide under a bed. Fuck it.
At this point, about an hour has gone by. You've made it safely inside to your home. Okay, you've bolted the door behind you. Doesn't seem like anybody's noticed. However, your pass without a trace is no longer in effect, right? But you've made it safely inside the home.
Mm-hmm.
As you look about, again, it's kind of more of the same. The house is in disarray. Furniture has been torn up, like flipped over, spray paint across the walls. However, it seems like it's pretty quiet. You don't seem to hear anything yet. Or more or less, like, there's the general shouting and yelling of guards on the outside. But as you make it inside the home, again, you're just kind of greeted to just kind of rampant destruction and just people, like a lot of, you can sense a lot of rage happened in this house or so. What do y'all do?
Yeah.
Let's find a room we can block ourselves in, and hopefully one that has an escape route if we need it.
Let's go hang out in Ori's bedroom. It's up a few floors.
You start walking up a few floors. You hear that, start hearing a creaking or so as you step, as each step goes. As you make your way through, Ori, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
No perception.
Decent. Yay.
You all hear footsteps right above you.
Aren't ours? Okay.
Right, yeah. You start hearing some footsteps. Right, all of you hear it. However, Ori, you pick up on it, and you're like, it seems like it's only maybe like one. You only hear one set of footsteps. Like all of you hear the noise, but you're always like, okay, there's something there, and you can kind of hear it coming from your room. What do you do?
Okay, I'm gonna motion for them to stop. Now, because of in my background, Lucius and I were so close growing up, do I recognize them as his footsteps?
You do not.
Okay. So I'm gonna motion for everyone to hide somewhere.
Mikage just looks around and just kind of raises an eyebrow. Okay.
Master closet. It can fit you.
Dave and Pan, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go hide.
Same.
Mikage's just gonna find a corner and just kind of push herself back up against it so she can relatively see in case she needs to come out.
I also want to put my glasses on.
Your disguise glasses?
Your disguise.
Yeah, my disguise.
Okay.
Ori is going to go shut herself in one of the more intricate little armoires that line the walls so that she can kind of see out of it.
So you're hiding as well. So at this point, everybody's hiding. Is that right?
We're all hiding. I want to see who's coming down before I confront anyone.
Are they coming down or are they just up above us in a
They were one
different
floor
on a
above
roof?
you. So Ori, let's imagine that Ori's house is, let's say, three, let's say 3 floors, right? For simplicity, there's 3 floors. You've made your
So
way
we're
up
on the
one
second
set.
floor.
You're on the second floor right now. You're going up to the 3rd floor, but as you're doing so, you heard footsteps right above you, right towards where Ori's room was.
Oh, not necessarily coming down. Okay.
No, you just heard the footsteps, dut, 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 you know.
Okay, so
Do they seem like scared footsteps or
They do.
heavy footsteps?
They seem scared.
You imagine that the steps were, as you were walking up, Ori, you knew it was coming from your room. But for everybody else, as you heard the footsteps, it was a quick fluttering of feet, you know?
okay, I'm going to ready a firebolt just in case, but then cautiously make my way up the the bits of stair that I know are not creaky from my years as a child in that home.
Okay. Everybody else is still hiding, or do you guys want to come out too, or what? How do you guys?
I was
Want
gonna say,
I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna
Yeah,
follow Ori up the stairs, and I'm gonna have my sword. I'm gonna have my sword ready.
Dave, what were you saying?
yeah, I'll have my sword ready as well. My axe ready.
Pan, how about you? What are you doing?
I'm gonna be like, shit, I guess I'm coming too. But I keep my glasses on.
I imagine like Scooby Doo. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
My fists are always ready. People like catch these hands.
Okay. You go up into up the stairs. As you go, I imagine that you are following the same footsteps, the foot patterns that Ori is, as she knows each of the steps it creaks or so. You make your way up, and just as you do so, you kind of see a shadow just kind of run right past your eye. Ori, as you're getting up to the top of the stairs, you see a shadow just run past you real quick and then dart into your room.
did it close the door behind it, or is the door still open?
The door is still open, but you see that shadow just kind of run inside.
sorry. I would like to try to stealthily sneak up, see what I can see.
They probably know we're here. Obviously, they're trying to hide. You may want to call to it, see if it's friend or foe.
I'm just gonna. I don't want to call yet. I want to see if I see anything first.
Mikage
If
shrugs and says,
If it's like a child or something, and I call out, they're not gonna come. So
Could we tell if it was adult size, like female, like you know how some like small, kind of
it was.
petite, or more like a male figure?
He said it was fluttering. So either they were trying to be stealthy, or it was a lighter weighted person.
Well, let's. What did Ori see like that way?
At this point, you just saw that shadow. You just saw somebody run past you.
Just
really
a shadow.
You saw somebody run
Okay.
past you real quickly, dart into your room. That's all you've seen.
But not enough to say it's a male, female, child.
Hard to say. Still dark. You imagine
Okay.
this, there's not much light anymore in this house. Everything's kind of been broken.
Okay.
I still want to go look.
Okay. You push open the door. You look inside, and you see your bed has been more or less broken in half. You have I guess describe your room, Ori. Tell me what your room looks like.
Ori's room was, I guess, kind of somewhat not super like tiefling traditional, but she tried to have a few geometric shapes every so often. Lots of modern monochrome and nice wood as her mother saw fit. No like posters or anything, but all of her sorcery stuff that she had before she packed up to go and then drop out of college used to be in her closet. So we haven't gotten there yet.
Gotcha. Okay. As you walk in, a lot of your decor has all been smashed to pieces. However, you hear something in the closet, right? There is some light breathing that you hear in there.
I want to go up to the closet door and not open it yet and say, like, quietly, like, hey, we are not enemies. Can you come out, please?
You hear some shuffling about. You see the door open, creaking just a bit, and you see two eyes poke out at you. And before you, you see a pair of tiefling horns pop up, head out now in full display, and you see a full-grown adult tiefling man. It's actually Vesuvio from the country club.
Oh, Hey, Vesuvio.
That's not creepy at all.
Like, hey, man, so this is my room. Welcome. You doing okay? How are you? I'm gonna put my hood down, make sure he recognizes me.
You see beads of sweat coming down his head. He is dressed in robes, like tattered robes and rags, and he immediately looks emaciated at this point. And he just walks out to you and is like, Ori, is that you? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
thank the gods. They've been hunting us down. There's nowhere else safe to hide. I've been here for about a week or so, essentially since your mother and your sister left. There's not much safe place to be here. By the gods, what are you doing here? Are you with anybody? Did they see you come in?
Do you remember the people that I was with earlier? Friendly? You know, we have a Dragonborn, an orc, and a half-orc, and a Genassi.
Who's
They're
kind of standing behind her at the moment, just kind of like waving as she's like saying what they are.
they're right outside the door to my room, and they're all still friends. So you're safe right now.
Oh, okay. Almost gave me a heart attack. I started hearing those creaking steps, and I thought the gods would come and they found me at last. I've been hiding out from them for a week now, and honestly, I've barely eaten anything and barely slept. It's been crazy.
How long were we gone? I thought we were gone like
You were
I think we were
out.
gone about a week,
You're
but
about
because
ready.
I remember saying to Lucius, like, we're gonna go, we'll come back in a week and we'll see if you still think that, you're gonna be welcome here.
It's
I
literally been
thought
about a week or so. Yeah.
the attack on the I thought the attack they were going to go to war outside the city in 2 days, and we were trying to make it back by then. But anyway, okay, that's
I can't remember that far back. I'll be honest.
okay. So Mikage is kind of a little bit disoriented with the time, and she figures she'll figure it out later.
Fair enough. He is noticeably distraught. He looks over at you, just like, oh, how have you made it out past all the guards? They've been arresting any tieflings.
Honestly, we just got here through fairly magical means, so I think we skipped over them. Uh, so what happened? I mean, I heard about the curfew and everyone's supposed to report to town hall or something.
It's all been a big lie. Ori, I'm telling you now. Essentially, it looks like, I'm guessing you left. You haven't been here for about a week or so. Otherwise, you'd know all these things. There was another attack on the city. The Fira, the other tiefling girl, came back again. Brought more of her hordes. They took, luckily, Ministry of Defense took them down. Defeated them or so, but without incurring quite a bit of losses. As such, the ministry ushered in martial law. Everyone had their curfew. But at this point right now, half the city has been torn up. They demanded that all tieflings show up and pledge allegiance to them. And so some of us did. Others didn't, and I didn't trust them at all, Why would you, of course? The ones who pledged allegiance, we didn't hear from them again. And the ones who didn't, they were all rounded up. Taken somewhere, I don't know for what. I think arrested for sedition or treason or something like that. They've thrown some legalese around, I don't know. But at this point, I've been hiding out here. It's been a bit insane. From the tieflings that I've heard, who have been here too, well, apparently there's rumors around them, something about some man. Apparently the husband of that evil woman who came to look for her. Habor, something. Harbor, I think his name was.
It was Harbor.
Oh. Well, that poor soul, he came in, heard about her from somewhere, and came to save her, and unfortunately he was locked up within minutes of him arriving into town. Go figure, right? So at this point right
So
now,
they're both here.
we haven't heard from Fira or so. We don't know what happened to her. As far as we know, she came in, destroyed half the town, half the city, and then afterwards, everyone was running in pandemonium. We don't know what happened. So at this point now, we don't quite know. But all we do have is that the city is under lock and siege, and all of us tieflings now were being more or less rounded up and arrested.
All right. Well, we have a variety of plans. But as you can see, we definitely need rest. So you're welcome to stay if you can keep a low profile. We're going to take a rest, and then we're going to figure out where we're going next.
Mikage comes into the room, and she's been hearing what he's been saying through the thing. I'd say we all stay here in this room tonight. Even him, I do not trust him. I do not know him well enough to trust him. So, as we all check to make sure there's no weapons, check the closet just to make sure there's nothing there. And if we're going to sleep, I want to sleep in front of the door to make sure that no one goes by.
I agree.
And she says this all while looking him directly in the eye.
You see him breathe a sigh of relief and say, "It's good that we get some rest, but really, we should be getting out of here. Word is, especially from all these announcements from the Ministry of Defense, that due to the latest attack, or attacks even, from Fira and all these demons, that they are planning to launch a defensive action, if you will, if you want to call it that, a defensive action against the people at Crimson Rock. Apparently, word is that they're the ones who originated this attack in the first place, so it's not a good time to be a tiefling in these parts. I'd recommend we all leave. Let's get some rest, find a way out of this town as soon as possible. Apparently, the raid is going to be, or the attack is going to be happening in 7 days or so. So, let's get some rest.
How many
and let's get
days?
out. About 7 days.
Okay. It must have.
All right. We should get some rest. I'm gonna check my closet, see if I missed any sorcery stuff, see if I have any fun odds and ends in there. And also go through Ori's makeup collection and see if she's got any really light paint.
Any costume
Put on
makeup?
her face. Yeah.
Okay. Dave and Pan, what are you guys doing? You've been kind of quiet.
I'm already asleep.
Fair enough.
All right, Mikage shuts the door and just plops down in front of it.
Okay.
And
So for that, consider that everybody's now had a long rest, able to get some sleep or so.
sweet. All right, we wake up the next morning and we're just like, okay, we got to get out of town. Did the horses run away, or are they still milling about somewhere? Did we see them?
What did you do with the horses last time you left them? You remember?
They were two that were chilling here, and then the third one was going to come back because of the chimeras.
Oh, right. Well, one of them you got, and then he got a ticket, if you guys remember. So he got that citation for carrying, for being...
Well, one of them.
One of them
I'm
did.
gonna say I'm not playing it.
Yeah. The other two horses, at this point right now, you don't really notice much living things aside from bugs and birds or so. So there's no sign of the horses anywhere nearby.
So we need to get out of town, and we need to go to Cyan. We need to go to my home. I need to go home. I need to see my brother.
So-
Mikage's starting to get, actually worked up and a little bit frantic about it.
So remember when there were tunnels under, I think it was under Cyan, to get the tieflings to the train?
No,
Is
that was
that
in
Cyan?
No, that was in the other city.
Cyan.
That was
Not in Cyan. Okay.
that was Atamon, the
That was
city
the
before.
big city before it.
Right, city before. Okay.
I have to go back to my map to see it later.
It's toward the, I
Yeah.
believe, the southeast. So southeast, I'll head it towards Cyan, towards the northeast or something. I'm sorry, south. It was southwest of Cyan. That's what it was. Yep. Okay.
Whew. Okay.
At this point, Vesuvio looks at you. Vesuvio asks, it's like, oh, what do you plan to do? I mean, can you help get me out? Have you heard from your brother? Do you know anything about that?
I haven't heard from my brother since before all this.
Wouldn't he have been one of the ones to pledge allegiance?
Quite possibly. He's either done that, hoping that they will continue to respect him, or he has decided to be a little shit like he was when we were young, finally, and has gotten out or is hiding out somewhere here. I don't know if there's any way to find him or figure it out. I haven't lived here for a while, don't know his friends, don't know where he would have gone, don't want to go to the place where one might pledge allegiance. Not right now.
Maybe after we talk to my brother, we can come back and find him.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with getting him. And she not like flips her head over at Vesuvio. I don't mind getting him out, but I don't know about taking him with us. We should be careful just in case he decides to save his own hide.
Right.
Because didn't he also pledge his allegiance? But
He said he didn't
Vesuvio said,
trust him.
he said he didn't trust them, but I think Vesuvio said that he went to pledge his allegiance, but he didn't trust them.
No.
Didn't he say he didn't
Oh, okay.
because he didn't trust him?
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't trust them. So he's like, we'll talk against
Okay,
him
so
right
he
now.
did not pledge it. So he was one of the ones being rounded up. Okay. I was just making sure I
Well,
understood that right. Okay.
Vesuvio will get you to the edge of the city as long as you help us get to the edge of the city. Pull your weight and we'll bring you with us.
I'll do what I can. But I ask about your brother. I didn't know if you heard. Last many of us heard from him, he was actually chasing after that Tabaxi girl. So,
Yeah.
it's been a trying time.
Probably
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dear. What with your father dying, being murdered and all, and then this whole mess of tieflings and then afterwards your brother just ran off afterwards. Apparently got some intel or something about that tobacco, or got word of that Tabaxi girl that y'all were chasing. Word did
Yeah.
get spread around a bit. Chased after her. We don't know any more aside from that.
So unless he got caught, he's probably hiding out somewhere. Maybe still trying to follow the trail.
Depending on where it took him, he might not be fully aware of what's going on in the city then.
Right. I think we should go to Mikage's village before trying to find Lucius. And even though that makes Ori very sad, realistically, she does not know. Let's see Simon's message. Realistically, she does not know where he would go. So it's only wasting time to try to find all of the places he hung out as a kid.
Okay. So I'm going to, I think I more or less kind of stop the session right about now. I think this is kind of a good stopping place. It's also 10:50 or so. But I'd like to go into two parts. I want to get the retro, but I also like first to ask, what are you guys thinking about doing for next session, I guess? What is your kind of rough plan?
I think guys, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the goal is to get out, go to Mikage's village to talk to her brother, family, everyone else that she knows, learn what they learn. That'll probably take a bit, a few days maybe, and then eventually come back here to Cyan. And when we do get to Cyan, I'm thinking see if we have any leads on Lucius, see if we can figure out anything about where they kept Farron Harbor or where they took all the tieflings that voluntarily went. How's that sound?
What say you, Pan? What say you, Dave?
I'm good. I'm on board with that.
Same.
Mikage, you good with that too? General plan?
Yep. No, that seems to be, I think, because with Hal saying, if we need to know more about the sword, we need to go to Sandal. And
That's your village?
yeah. And so if we were to stay around here, first off, we're kind of blind on a couple of different things. And while we may be able to get more information, it may be more prudent to get a better understanding of what the sword does, what we need to do to stop Balder, and then come back with that extra knowledge and then take action. Whether
Yeah.
it's to like find your brother first or to like we need to find out where the tieflings are and things like that. But we may want to have what's his name? Vesubio to go to Crimson Rock to warn people there.
Mm-hmm. I
If
think
he's
step
trustworthy.
one, yeah, step one is make it out of Cyan. That is going to be the number one thing. I don't think we should look for anyone else. I don't think we should take any detours. I think we should get out.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
down.
Wonderful.
Alrighty. Well, this was much more storytelling involved here. So, yeah. And also, it is getting a little late. Let's do a quick retro and go from there. Let's start with Sean. Sean, how about you? Like, love, learn. No, let's not do that. Let's just do. No, let's just stick with that. That's fine. Let's stick with the old tried and true. Like, love, learn, lack.
I did like the storytelling aspect of it. It was really fun. I like that it was kind of short and got to do a lot of just regular discussions and stuff like that. It was fun. Yeah. Learned. I don't think I learned much. I guess we could have bartered a little bit better with Hal. But it was cool to I guess I learned his shape shifting abilities, and I don't think there was anything lacking.
Cool. Thank you very much. Shape shifting abilities. Okay. Rachel, if you could then please. Like, love, learn, lack.
I also liked how we got to do more role play, discussion type stuff. I do like a good battle, a good puzzle, but we learned a lot in a short amount of time today. So that was good. I love going back to Ori's house, figuring out what it looks like on the fly. We learned all that new information. I don't think it really lacked anything.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you. Samad, please. Like, love, learn, lack.
I liked it. There wasn't really much to learn or anything. It was nice to find out what happened after the story. I guess maybe some more. I'm still interested to find out more about how the sword will be useful to us. I guess we kind of just know it's worth a lot, and it's like a fate and stuff. I don't know, but it was cool. Like I just like progressing the story.
Cool. All right. Thank you. Megan, like, love, learn, lack.
I like that it was kind of a crossroads. Like we could have probably gone a couple of different ways with it. I think Hal was kind of a bait to kind of see if we were like, are we up for a fight? Nah, let's check. Let's put this on hold if we can. But it it definitely gave us a lot of information, but while allowing us to kind of interact versus just kind of like a full-on exposition dump. I feel it was like a crosswords of like where we needed to go because there's the tieflings, there's the brother, there's still Sandal, there's and now with Vesuvio being part of this, this was like a crossroads session, so I enjoyed it. I did find it while I understand, especially being so hurt, I was a little surprised that we made it out of the dungeon so quick. I was actually expecting, not that it was a bad thing, it was just more of a like, all right, we just kind of tumble out of the cave, just kind of battered and bruised, and just kind of like, all right, let's just get ourselves healed. We're that we can feel like our party can feel that like pain and just drag of being in a tough battle, and then just kind of like licking your wounds and just okay, we wanted to do the next step, but at the same time, like we have to be really cautious about what our next step is.
Right. Very true. Very true. Cool. Thank you very much, everybody. Yeah, this was a interesting one because I think I mentioned to you, Megan, is like I was both like excited but also nervous because it is kind of crossroads. Like I didn't know which direction would kind of go, but this kind of sets up the staging for that too. Of like what do y'all want to do? I don't know what y'all wanted to do, so we'll go from there. So in terms of coming up session, well, let me cut off the recording, and that first I guess we'll figure out scheduling for next time. So thank you for anybody listening to this in the future. Probably again just us, but anyways, thank you for listening and take care.